Yes, children, today we will start the chapter 10 circles of class 9th NCERT. Circles, few terms are there, you must be remember these terms. First thing is that radius, line joining the center to any point on the circle. Then diameter, line whose endpoint lie on the circle which passes through the center. Then chord, line segment whose endpoint lie on the circle. Then secant, a line which intersect the circle at 2 points, that is secant. So this is secant and this is chord. Radius, diameter, then major arc, minor arc. This is minor arc AB. This part is minor arc AB. This is major arc AB. This part is major arc. Exactly half circle, that is semicircle CD. Semicircle CD, and after that sector, the area between two radii and corresponding arc of the circle, that is sector. This is sector and this is sector angle represented by theta. So this is minor sector and this part is major sector, area between two radii and corresponding arc. This is major sector. Then segment, segment is the area between chord and corresponding arc. So AB is the chord and this area is called minor segment. And this is called major segment. The length of complete circle is called circumference. So these are the basic terms of this chapter. Now the basic points of this chapter, main points. First is perpendicular from the center to a chord bisects the chord. So in a circle, if you draw a perpendicular from the center to a chord, suppose this is a chord AB and you are drawing the perpendicular OM, then it will bisect the chord, that is M will be the midpoint of AB. Second point, that is converse of first point. Line joining the center to the midpoint of a chord is perpendicular to the chord. Third point, one and only one circle can pass through three non-collinear points. So if three non-collinear points are given, we can pass through these 3 points only one circle, not more than one circle. And to find out the center of that circle, which will pass through all these three, we will join AB. We will draw the perpendicular bisector of AB. Similarly, we will join BC, draw the perpendicular bisector of BC. Wherever both the perpendicular bisector meet, that will be the point which will be the center of the circle. So O will be equidistant from A, B and C if taking O center and radius equal to OA. If you draw a circle, it will pass through all the 3 points. So this is the construction part. If you want to know the center of that circle which will pass through ABC, so only and only one circle can pass through 3 non-collinear points, and from 3 collinear points no circle can pass through from all the 3. Then point number 4, equal chords are equidistant from the center. So if there are 2 chords AB and CD and they both are of 5 centimeter each, then their distance from center, distance is always perpendicular. So OM will be equal to ON. So number 4 point, equal chords are equidistant from the center. If AB equal to CD, then OM equal to ON. Number 5 is converse of number 4. If distances are equal, then chords will be equal. That is, equidistant chords are always equal in the center. That is converse. Equidistant chords are always equal. Number 6. Equal chords subtend equal angle at the center. Equal chords subtend equal angle at the center. In a circle, if 2 chords or 2 arcs are equal, 2 chords or 2 arcs, so if AB equal to CD, then they will subtend angle at the center of equal measure. One, two. If AB equal to CD, then angle 1 will be equal to angle 2. So equal chords subtend equal angles at the center. These are also called central angle. So number 7, converse of number 6. If central angle are equal, then chords will be equal. So these are the 7 points. After that, number 8. Number 8 is the central angle, inscribed angle, and the relation between central angle and inscribed angle. Number 8 point. Number 8. Central angle, inscribed angle, relationship. So we already know that if a chord or an arc make an angle at the center, then this is called central angle. But if the same arc make an angle on the rest of the circle, leave this arc AB, leave this arc, now rest of the circle is this. So if it makes anywhere on the boundary of the circle, then it is called inscribed angle. Then relationship between these two, if both are made by the same arc, if central angle as well as inscribed angle both are made by the same arc, this is central angle, this is inscribed angle, AB is the same arc. Same arc is making central angle, same arc is making inscribed angle, then angle AOB will be twice of angle APB. Angle, central angle is equal to 2 twice of inscribed angle. That is, angle AOB is equal to double of angle APB if both are made by the same arc. Next, few results which are obtained from the same basic points, that is number 9. All inscribed angle made by same arc are equal. So if we make so many inscribed angles, suppose this is an arc AB, this is an arc AB, this is making this angle inscribed, this angle inscribed, this angle inscribed, these all angles will be equal. The same thing can be written like this also. angles in the same segment, angles in the same segment are equal, because these all angles are in the segment, major segment. In major segment we know that chord and the corresponding arc. Number 10, number 10A part, angles in major segment will be acute. B part, angles in minor segment will be obtuse. C part, angles in semicircle will be right angle. That is, if we make any angle in the semicircle, this is suppose semicircle, then this angle will be of 90 degree, angles in the semicircle. Next, 11th point, that is related to cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilateral. A quadrilateral whose all the vertices lie on the circle. A quadrilateral whose all vertices lie on the circle, that is called cyclic quadrilateral. This is not cyclic quadrilateral. This is not cyclic quadrilateral because its vertices do not lie on the boundary of the circle. That is cyclic quadrilateral. So now there are two main properties of cyclic quadrilateral. First is sum of opposite angles is always 180 degree. Angle A plus angle C will always be 180 degree. B part. So for the first part, in cyclic quadrilateral, the sum of opposite angles will always be 180 degree. It means any quadrilateral whose sum of opposite angles is 180 degree, then it is cyclic whether circle is made over there or not made over there. For example, rectangle. I thought of a rectangle in my mind. I have not drawn the circle, but I know that in rectangle, angle A plus angle C is 90 plus 90, 180. So rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. So any quadrilateral in which the sum of opposite angles is 180 degree, that is cyclic whether circle is made over there or not made over there. If we will draw the circle, definitely it will pass through all the 4 points. So number 1 point. The converse should also be there in our mind. Second property is, in cyclic quadrilateral, exterior angle is always equal to interior opposite angle. I am using the word angle, not angles. Exterior angle. Whenever we will produce a side, suppose I have produced this side, then there will be, this angle will be known as exterior angle. So leave this angle that is adjacent to it, just opposite to this will be interior opposite angle, and this is exterior angle. So in cyclic quadrilateral, exterior angle is always equal to interior opposite angle. Suppose if I produce this line, this side will be exterior angle, and just opposite to this, that will be interior opposite angle. Next, 12th point. In an equilateral triangle, 12th point is, in an equilateral triangle, centroid orthocenter circumcenter incenter coincide. तो इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल में सेंट्रॉइड जिसमें से सारे मीडियन पास होते हैं, ऑर्थोसेंटर जहाँ से सारे ऑल्टीट्यूड पास होते हैं, सर्कमसेंटर जहाँ से सारे परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर पास होते हैं, और इन सेंटर जहाँ से सारे एंगल बाइसेक्टर पास होते हैं। ये सेंटर ये हमेशा इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल में एक ही जगह बनते हैं। इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल में ये जो सेंटर होगा यही सेंट्रोइड होगा, यही ऑर्थोसेंटर होगा, यही सर्कमसेंटर होगा, और यही इन सेंटर होगा। तो इन सब की प्रॉपर्टीज़ आपको पता होनी चाहिए, थोड़ा थोड़ा इसका नॉलेज होनी चाहिए। और अगर इन चीज़ों की आपको नॉलेज नहीं है, थोड़ा बहुत कहीं से पढ़ो बुक में से, और ये आगे यूज़ होने वाली बात है। नंबर 13 बेसिक पॉइंट इज लाइन joining the centers of two intersecting circles is always perpendicular bisector ऑफ कॉमन कोड। तो ये एक बेसिक पॉइंट के तौर पे भी हम यूज़ करेंगे, और वैसे ये एक पूरा क्वेश्चन भी बनता है, और क्वेश्चन आएगा 10.3 में, मेरे ख्याल से थर्ड क्वेश्चन बनता है ये, कि इसका मतलब क्या है कि अगर दो इंटरसेक्टिंग सर्कल्स हैं, एक ये और एक ये दो इंटरसेक्टिंग सर्कल्स हैं, और ये हो गई कॉमन कोड, ये इसका सेंटर है, ये इसका सेंटर है। मीनिंग ये है कि लाइन ज्वाइनिंग द सेंटर्स ऑफ टू इंटरसेक्टिंग सर्कल्स, सेंटर को ज्वाइन करने वाली लाइन जो कॉमन कोड है उसका परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर होगी, यानी उसके परपेंडिकुलर भी होगी और इधर वाला पार्ट इसके इक्वल भी होगा। सो दीज आर द 13 बेसिक पॉइंट्स। इनको बार बार आपने रिपीट करना है, क्योंकि ये रीज़न लिखने के भी काम आएंगे, और फिर आगे हम अपनी एक्सरसाइज स्टार्ट करेंगे। दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे।